21-point margin. That's the biggest margin in the game thus far, and it only happened in the last 4 or 5 minutes of that third term. It's been around about a goal for most of the day as umpire puts ball to turf, and there's been a whistle on play. There must be somebody inside the square somewhere, and it's going to be a North Launceston free kick with the big ruckman Lee in the middle to take it. Alex Lee handballs off now to Josh Ponting. Ponting chips it out a little bit further to Cox Goodger. He'll come back onto his left boot, the preferred, and he does. Kicks it 60 metres deep in towards the forward pocket. Almost floated right over the back to Sanders. Ball to Rushton. Rushton gets it off to McCulloch. McCulloch set upon and pushed to the boundary line. And there'll be a free kick to North Hobart. Didn't attempt to get rid of the ball, I think was the adjudication of the umpire. So Bailey Walker back there in the last line of defence for the Demons. Will kick it on the broadcasting side of the ground. Nobody in particular, it's a big pack. Ball goes to ground and out of bounds, and there'll be a throw in just in front of interchange.
Longford lead Bridge North by 8 points at three-quarter time. Tight game there.
Big milestone day out there for Longford. About 3 or 4 players playing 100, 200, 150, all those sorts of things. So they'd be happy if they could win it. There's a tap down going in there now to Whitford. Whitford with the left boot. Kicks towards half forward, but pushing his opponent under the ball was Matthew Yates, and he took a nice timely mark just inside the back 50. The Demons, they need to get a goal or two quickly if they want to get right back into this game to have some hope. Lee drops what he probably should have taken, but is quick to butter up and then kick it out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a free kick to North Hobart again in that last line of defence.
Yeah, just have any chance. North Hobart do need that first one. They kicked a few goals in a row there in that second quarter. So in defence. And it comes through Millhouse to the wing. Lee knocks it to Ponting, to Bennett. Oh, lucky handball. Looked to Soros beautifully to get away from McCulloch. Now he gets it to Cox Goodger, weaves through traffic to Ponting. Standing kick inside 50. Rushton hovering, can't keep it in. Boundary thrown about 15 metres around from North Launceston's goal.
Yeah, I think, Dave, the strong display by North Hobart in the first half, their attacking and their tackling of the players and putting the pressure on is just about gone now. You can see the North Launceston players are getting a lot clearer at the scrummages.
Bart McCulloch takes it, held by one arm, incorrect disposal.
Having said that, that was a beautiful tackle, wasn't it?
It was. The player might have been injured in laying that tackle. He's on his haunches. It's Bailey Walker. He's caught one to the head, I'd say. He's got his hands in his head. Darren Kidd, not saying too much there.
He's been a good player. Look, he's an undersized defender, Walker, and same for Matthew Yates. I'm not quite sure whether Bart may not have been. He's been reported here, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. The umpire's gone up and taken the number. So the tackle was laid. The tackle was laid, and then something happened just after the tackle was laid. We didn't all see it, I don't think. So
I saw the umpire gesturing that there may have been an elbow.
Yep. So I look on during the week probably. So here we go now. Yates, little kick forward to Garland, long way out from goal. In fact, that Hugh Williams, I beg your pardon. He'll now look for a player further forward. No mark taken inside 50. Spills to the side now to Davies right on the boundary line. He's shepherded over there by Caswell. It's out of bounds. So I might get Chris to ask Taylor Whitford after the game what he said to the boys at half time. They come out in the third quarter, especially that latter half. Took a bit of control of the game. St Pat's 9-13-67. Evandale 4-12-36. Three-quarter time. Here's Whitford now taking the ball on the boundary. He's tackled. He's happy to see the ball out of bounds once again. We're about 30 metres around from the North Hobart goal. Ground now about half bathed in sunshine. It's been a fantastic day here at UTAS Stadium. Boundary throw in. And Lee does well. Falls now to Ponting, who's tackled. He might be penalised. Yep. And Angus Norton, who's been pretty good all day, especially in the first half.
I'd love to see the individual stats on Norton. I reckon he's probably laid 4 or 5 tackles for someone who very small in stature, but really has a good attitude about his footy.
I think I mentioned his older brother Baxter was in the Mariners last year, and I think he might be playing with Werribee this year.
I think so, yeah.
As Angus Norton, eyes dart a little bit inside, but he's now settling for a shot. It'll be a tough one. He's right on the boundary, 45 out. Gets around a little bit. Angus Norton has done pretty well. That's a great goal. An important goal, and it puts North Hobart right back in this contest, and it narrows the margin now to 15 points, 10-7, 67, 8-4, 52. Great reward for a fantastic tackle.
Exactly, and as I say, he's really led the way, I think, with his attitude around putting his body over the ball. For a young player in a side, it's a fantastic effort.
It's topped off a wonderful afternoon of football, that young man, as the ball goes back into the field umpire again. For some reason, Hugh Williams, the ruckman, ran across to him and asked him something. If he said he's going to throw it up, he's been throwing it up all day, so he'll probably do it again now at the 5.5 minute mark of the final term. Beautiful autumn afternoon at UTAS, just brilliant. The balls are being tapped down by McCulloch, taken by Whitford, with the left boot goes towards Rushton. Ball dribbles through his hands, ends up out with Pearton. Pearton runs deep into the left pocket, tries to snap it back with the left boot, and it's just behind the goalpost for -4. 10 goals, 8-68, North Launceston. North Hobart, 8 goals, 4-52. 6 minutes in to the final term. Still anyone's game, Dave.
Sorry, Baz. It's a great kick, Connor Pearton, Darren, but just in front of goal, he sort of freezes. He probably could have scored 3 goals today.
Yes, yeah. Well, he's kicked 3 behind, so and they were all I would say gettable chances.
There's the kick in. Comes in towards Divenuto. They've been 50 metres. So the wily veteran still got plenty of run in his legs. He's almost out sprinting the umpire as he takes his 50 metres. Invites him to play on, so he takes a bounce and runs another 20 and then kicks it deep inside off the top of the pack, North Launceston. It was Bruin who got the handball out. Comes back to him. He'll give it another handball out. Ends up with Davies. Davies gets it off a little bit further to Event. He kicks it out of defence and it's taken nicely by Jordan Tepper on the outer wing. Has been a pretty good player for North today. There's his kick. Is that Pearton again? That's run up from the forward line out towards the half-back line. Looks into the sun. The sun's starting to set, so North Launceston looking into that in the last quarter as Josh Ponting shows the same salute by putting his arm across his eyes. Gets it off here to Rick de Solder. Rick de Solder out a little bit wider here to Bennett. Bennett then gets it on deeper to his teammate in Jay Foon. Foon then kicks in under the shade of the old where the old Northern stand used to be here at UTAS, and it's punched off the top of the pack and across the boundary. There'll be a throw in. 55 metres around from the goals that North Launceston are attacking at the Invermay Park end in the final term.
Carlton in front, boys, by 4 points. 16-minute mark of the last quarter.
If the siren goes and we are in front, then fair chance that Baz and I might disappear.
Yeah, celebration down to the bar.
Don't want one of those honourable losses again.
No.
Here we go, back in play. The ball comes back down here in front of us on the broadcasting position. Barrels out of the pack. Ends up there with Mitson, who gets it out to his teammate. He's set upon. Getting in there now is Cox Goodger. Threw it out to Bennett. Bennett handballs off to McCulloch. McCulloch the old 1-2 back to Bennett. Bennett kicks deep across in towards the centre of the ground. Pearton takes the ball in the middle of the ground, then swings himself onto the left boot. Kicks out a little bit wide there, looking for Curran. Curran tips it back inside, gets it off to Rick de Solder, who runs to 50. He's just touched as he goes to kick the ball. It slides off the boot a bit. Williams takes it for North Hobart. He kicks it out of the fence, and the Demons will repel that attack of North Launceston.
Through Sam Darley, he gets a little kick back to Williams. Big guns for North Hobart have played well today, as have some of the young guns. Shifted out now to Matthew Yates. He's had a good second half, taken quite a few marks across half back. Yates up here looking for Wilmot up against the vent. Near the boundary, Fletcher Bennett. Handballs it back to Connie Young, back to Bennett. They're back inside defensive 50 to Rick de Solder. The switch is on, although he handballs now back to Bennett. They're racking up possessions here. The North Lonnie defence. Event now pressured off the kick. But luck's a fortune to Davies, not 15. He coughs the ball up. Player troubling to pick it up over there. Now it's with Tilbury, right on the boundary line. Tilbury, and he's going to get a free kick downfield. Brad Tilbury dealt with after he got rid of it.
And guess who's having the shot, though?
Colin Garland, he plays on. He's allowed to. He's goal. 6 goals. 6 goals to Colin Garland. And the margin is back to 10 points here at UTAS Stadium. 10-8, 68, 9-4, 58. Game on Geardy.
Exactly. And look, Garland's been the difference, hasn't he, really, as far as the power forward. Was it a free kick downfield there?
Yeah, it was. Brad Tilbury got dealt with.
Okay. Because I was looking at, I was actually looking at Garland, and he he was being held, so he's actually, well, I think he had Braden Van Buren on him there, so I think that's his. No, it looks like Richter Solder's back with him now, so. No, Van Buren's actually with him, so Richter Solder's on Angus Norton.
Bad injury down at KG5. Stop play. Can't really pick up who it is. But it's 9 points the margin there, Glenorchy in front. Baz, over to you.
And the ball's in centre field. And Williams is on the bottom of the pack. Somehow it comes out of that pack. Oh, come on, umpire. Whistle this up and throw it back up. It was a terrible, scrambly passage of play. The issue is that the clock keeps ticking while all that's happening. When the ball, to me, should be thrown back up and underway again, which it has been now. Tapped back down to ground level. It's taken away here by the player in Young for North Hobart, but it ends up somehow with Whitford. Whitford chips over the top looking for Rushton. He's one of the targets down in the forward line. He's under the pump. He's scrambled to the top. Lanham got it. Handball's out a little bit wider there to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Rushton. Rushton's been tackled again. He's thrown the ball away and over the boundary line. And there'll be a throw-in right alongside of the behind post.
Jackie Rushton a bit lucky there, Darren.
Extremely lucky, I would have thought. Well, I thought he had prior opportunity there.
Yeah, prior opportunity, and then I thought he just barreled it across the boundary line. Anyway, the boundary umpire's doing the work right alongside of the behind post. Been most impressed with North Hobart's tackling and harassing here today. It's been brilliant. There's the throw-in. Bart McCulloch doesn't take clean possession. It's off there with Tepper. He kicks it with the right boot. Now the defence of North Hobart standing tall. Out of defence they come, and guess who's got it? Yes, it's Norton. He gets the handball off. He kicks now towards goal, and here is way up on centre wing. Almost took a one-handed mark. The experience, though, of this man puts his body in front, and he takes it to the boundary line, and the umpire says, throw it in.
Very experienced there.
Yep.
He disguised it well.
A stoppage, close to forward 50 here for North. A good result.
I'll tell you what, he's spent. Have a look at him. Anyway, the ball's about to be thrown in. Williams rucked manfully most of the day today. He's had a couple of respites from that, but generally he's been doing all the ruck work. Ball goes back to ground, and Cox Goodyear just landed on top of him. Why that is not in the back these days is beyond me. Anyway, somehow the umpire said play on. The ball came out, and now he's going to bounce it up. Ponting's the last one to get up. Indicates he's going to back out that way. Lee gets back in front. Gets it to Whitford. Whitford gets it off to Ponting. Ponting over the top to Cox Goodyear. The experienced North players are there. He's tackled beautifully by Sam Darley. Gone to ground. Did he have prior opportunity? No, said the field umpire.
I thought he tried to fend off there.
Oh, I thought he did too. And the umpires are explaining why it wasn't. And anyway, the ball comes off the pack and out of bounds. There'll be a throw in down there now, 70 metres around from the goal line. North Hobart going to the town end in this final term. Williams goes back to do the ruck work with Lee. Been a ding-dong battle all day. They both got their fair share. Not a great deal of positive stuff, although that one went beautifully to Whitford from Lee. Gets it off to Sanders. Sanders on the debut had a great game. Kicks it out of defence and has gone straight to the opposite number in Trent Millhouse. He's on centre wing, broadcasting side of the ground, and that's a long raking left foot kick. But Rick de Solder is in the middle of the pack and takes a nice strong mark, chips over the top to Foon. Foon runs out of the fence, and North Launceston on their way down centre wing, railway side of the ground.
Blues by 11 points, boys. 20-minute mark as Lanham kicks further down the outer wing. Rushton picks it up, pressured by Finlay Poke, and he kicks inside 50, but that man again, Matthew Yates, taking a few chop-out marks in the second half especially. Chips it down to Mason. Kurt Mason looking here for Williams, good kick. Williams takes it on the chest. He plays on, he gets around Whitford just. Norton will be under pressure, he'll be tackled. And umpire says no prior. But maybe Huey Williams had his time again there, Darren. He might have just not played on.
I think he probably just checked himself there and actually probably maintained possession.
Boundary throw in. This is a great game. Listen to on City Park Radio as Ponting is tackled over the boundary line. Plenty of time left.
I think as well, Fozzo, I think really North Hobart have to take the game on as well.
That's
to win
right.
the game. They don't want that honourable loss.
You'd probably think that one more North Launceston goal just about kill it off. They've had 8 to 4 inside 50s in this quarter, the Bombers, and leading the clearance is 7-2. Out and out comes towards Pearton. Back to Sanders. He's tackled, but he gets his kick away, not 15. Cox Goodyear takes it. Nice little handball. No, it's not. Pearton couldn't take it with him. Angus Norton to McCulloch. McCulloch now kicks up the wing. A lot of North players there. They want to spoil each other. But Rick de Solder takes a relieving mark. Just to Van Buren. Further wide, he's got Harris if he wants him. He goes there now. Outer wing of Utah Stadium, Jaden Harris takes the mark. Further afield is Tepper, who waits. And he's stolen the ball away from his Finlay poke. Now they're away North Hobart. The kick from Poke wasn't great though. Straight to Bennett, who's run down. Fantastic tackle. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's called it. That was a great tackle. I'll pick up the player. It was Colin Garland, showing great pace. He's in his 30s now, but he ran down young Harris. And he gets a little kick away. I think that might be Tyler Wilmot on the far side. Garland's too exhausted to get inside attacking 50. So Wilmot kicks to a bunch of players. McCulloch takes it. That's Nathan McCulloch. And he's about 45 out, slight angle. The kick didn't quite have the penetration, I think, that Tyler Wilmot wanted. But in the right spot at the right time was Nathan McCulloch.
Kicks this and we've got a game.
We have indeed.
Tell you what, Dave, there's a lot of tired players in both sides. There's a lot of leaning over. Yep. Trying to get their breath.
Nathan McCulloch. Not a bad kick. Let's go on. 4 points of difference here at Utah Stadium as Nathan McCulloch slots it from 45. And it's 10-4, 64 to 10-8, 68. You can hear the crowd below us. All North Hobart travelling fans. Wow. What a great effort from the Demons.
Exactly, and all came from Colin Garland there. Like, he didn't need to chase that player.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
As I say, he really put in, laid the tackle, and results in a goal.
16.5 minutes have elapsed in the final term. North Launceston have only kicked it behind in this final term, and North Hobart have kicked 3 goals straight, and we're halfway through it. We're just making sure this 6 all settles down now, and away we go. And Lee thumped the ball out of the ruck that time. Got it on the current. He puts it out a little bit wider to Jack Rushton, and Rushton marks, hugs it on the chest, 45 metres from goal, deep in the forward pocket. And the little fella will go back. The distance will test him. I think he had a kick from about this exact spot in the second term, and it landed right along side of the behind post. Actually didn't quite make the distance. I think it was thumped through on that occasion. Not a long kick of the ball, a little bit longer perhaps on the run. He's taking plenty of time, very deliberate. He knows what a crucial kick this is. There's his kick. It's gone higher than what it's gone longer. It's going to land right in the goal square, and it's going to be marked beautifully back there by the defence in Matthew Yates for North Hobart. Umpire makes sure he's got plenty of room to run out. Bringing the North Launceston McCulloch back on the mark, and Yates just took off. Kicks it to nobody, kicked it to Lee, who dropped the head when he hit the market. Ball goes to ground level, taken away here by the North Hobart players in Garland, who just elected to make sure it went out of bounds. Threw the ball into the opposition player there in Jordan Tepler's midsection, just to let him know there's a game on here, young man. There's the throwback in there now, almost taken out of the ruck, but it's been shoveled along the ground. Ponting ends up with handballs over the top, looking for and finding Harris. Harris gets it in towards half forward, but here come North Hobart. The kick over the top goes in the direction of the North Hobart player, who kicks it right over towards the top of the goal square. Garland's running onto it, but it's been pushed through for a minor score for North Hobart. And Van Bruin was just a little bit quicker than the big fella in Colin Garland as it went to the goal line, and he just beat him by a fingernail or two to push it across the line. They get it back in now to the Northern Bombers on the outer side. They go in the direction out there of Lanham, who marks on half back, and we've played just on 18.5 minutes.
I think Tyler Wilmot there, it was Darren, the adrenaline was flowing. Here's another chance from though, although it's a free kick going North Launceston's way. Yeah,
young Tyler Wilmot there, I think he probably just had to hold it for a second longer, allow Garland to get in.
Get separation.
And then hit back up at him.
Easy from up here, but
as
Sanders takes it. Gets the handball away to Cox Goodger. Handballs to Sanders again. To Richter Soder, they're under pressure. Back to Cox Goodger. Tackle by Clifford, he's gone! Great tackle, Josh Clifford. 9.5 minutes gone. North Hobart back into attack. Can they take the lead in this game? Diving mark not taken there by Mitson. Yes, it is. Brendan Mitson. Now he's got Garland one out. He's got to move it quickly. Here he goes. Van Buren against Garland. And Garland takes it! Oh, jeez. What a goal. What a game here by Garland. And another chance of a goal. What a masterclass. He's one out. player came across to cover. He rose high, and he's only 25, maybe 30 metres out when he delivers, slightly right of centre. And this is incredible. Oh, the Magpies are back in front by 1 point. A few minutes to go there as well. Anyway, here's Colin Garland. This to give North Hobart a 3-point lead. Slow, deliberate approach. Colin Garland has got it. They are in front, North Hobart. And the crowd are up and about here at UTS Stadium. That's 7 goals to Colin Garland. And smart play there by North Hobart's player. Forget who it was there, kicked the ball inside 50, but he got on quickly to the one-on-one.
Yeah, that's exactly. As I said, Garland one-on-one inside forward 50. He, that was a pretty good mark. He was against 2 in the end.
He's certainly been a magnificent focal point, and I've said it a few times throughout the call. The tackling of North Hobart today has been first class, as good as I've seen in a long, long time, and they're still doing it deep into the final quarter. Even though a lot of players are gasping for breath out there, they're still giving it every little bit they've got. As the ball's thrown up by the field umpire, and Lee gets a tap down to Ponting. Ponting kicks it straight up in the air. It's gone towards the wing out on the outer side out there. And running onto it there was the North Launceston player in Wadley, who marked it in the end and kicked it inside 50. And a free kick will go to North Launceston. Oh, I didn't see what happened there. Anyway, the kick comes in to Whitford. Did it carry? No, it didn't. Umpire throws into play on. He stands up. He got a little bit of time to kick it over his shoulder. Comes off the top of the pack and through for a minor score. And that probably won't hurt North Hobart. That'll give them possession of the ball at the 21 3/4 minute mark of the final term. They lead by 2 points. 71 plays 69. Still plenty of time for both sides. They've just ticked into the red time. As the kick in goes to Charlton. Well, he's kicked the ball pretty well, although he elects to go back to the fullback who actually kicked it into him in Darley. Darley kicks out a little bit wider. There's 2 on 2 out there. Cox Goodger's got it. Twists onto the left. Bird kicks from 40 metres out and kicks it straight across the face and just sneaks through for a minor score. 1 point the difference. 22 1/4 minutes final term. North Launceston 10-9. 10-10 they'll be. That hasn't gone up on the board yet. 10-10-70 now. It's up there. North Hobart 11-5-71. 1 point the margin to North Hobart, the Demons. There's the ball kicked in off the top of the pack. Hurried kick out of there by Walker. Running onto it is Norton. Can't quite get it. North Launceston feed the handball back to Rick the Solder. He chips out of defence, kicks it towards Ponting. Too long for him. Ponting runs onto it. He's tackled. Rushton's got it. He's tackled. Ball they screen. Ball goes to ground. Taken away here by Edgar. Edgar kicks the top of the square and the mark to Bart McCulloch.
Bart McCulloch's taken it. 10 metres out. And Sharon Edgar, good job there to get the ball in. And this should put North Launceston back in front at the 23-minute mark. Probably 28 minutes will be the tops, you'd think, based on the others today. The other quarters, that is. So Bart McCulloch, Giddy shaking his head, and Colin would have kicked away at the end. So McCulloch to put the Bombers back in front. He's got it. Umpire moved a lot to his right, but he's converted, and the Bombers are out now to a lead in this game at UTS Stadium with probably about 3 or 4 minutes to go. Crucial goal, and a bit of experience there from Bart McCulloch, Darren.
Exactly. Look, unfortunately, as we've said, the North Hobart defenders undersized. Look, they've been very valiant, but if Bart gets the ball in the air, he's a fair chance to take a mark.
So 11-10-76, I think the score is. The scoreboard's just coming to a bit of grief there, so I've got my own scoreboard here. 11-10-76 plays 11-5-71. Hopefully I'll fix it up in a minute as it's back in the middle. I'll keep going while Baz recovers a bit there. What a great game this has been. Hope you've enjoyed it here on City Park Radio. The ball's in the middle of the ground. Still time for North Hobart. If they can get another goal in the next 3 or 4 minutes. Here's Jaden Charlton working hard. He gets the clearance. Here they go. Up to half forward. North Hobart player takes it. He might go for the stoppage here. He does. Can't escape that tackle. Scoreboard's right now. 11-10-76. Plays 11-5-71. Off you go, Bass.
Yes, the ball's thrown up just outside 50 for the Demons. Ball's been grabbed by the North Launceston player and then straight to the ground in Whitford. And the umpire said we'll bounce it up again, fellas. Right on 50. Demons need to get something here if they can. Williams didn't get a clear, decisive tap down. It went back to ground level. There's going to be another throw skyward.
Glenorchy lead by 10 points at KG 5, about the same time as this game.
Right on 50. I think they might be an advantage to almost thump it towards the goal line, but no, they tried to get a delicate tap down. It's gone back. There's going to be another bounce down. This is 4 in a row.
Do you think North Hobart would do with a dominant ruckman now that could actually win the footy? Unfortunately, Hugh's undersized against Alex Lee.
Just need someone to run in, thump it, I reckon. Oh, he pushed him out of the way and then went to kick it. It was smothered off the boot by Cox Goodyear. It's back to the ground. There's going to be a 5th throw up right on 50.
I think they're just trying to get it down to Garland, who's got a player in front of him, just covering that space.
Yep. Lee gets the tap down this time. So his teammate has been tackled, thrown to the ground. There'll be a 6th throw up.
St Helens have beaten Noels by 31 points next door.
North Launceston 76, North Hobart 71, 26 minutes final term. Only a kick in it. Oh, the tackling on both sides is desperate. There's going to be another umpire's decision to throw the ball skyward.
North Hobart have got to somehow open the stoppage up here so they can actually get a free run at it. And unfortunately, at the moment, it's just a lot of players around the contest.
Nobody gets a decisive tap again. It's still in there, but there's a hurried kick by Whitford with the left boot out. Goes towards Ponting. Ponting onto the right boot. North Hobart now take possession of the ball across the half back line. Ends up with Clifford has smothered off the boot. Comes out towards the broadcasting side of the ground. Quick hands there to the North Hobart player who kicks it deep inside half forward. It's gone towards the boundary line. Hands over the top from Midson. Midson butters back up onto it again, gets it on there to the little fella in Norton. The ball smothered off the boot. Ponting takes it. Ponting gets it on to Pearton. Pearton handballs out nicely to Davies. Davies on centre wing with a left foot barrel. Goes into the Dakota Bannister direction. Bannister's being held, but he's too strong. Pushes himself away from his opponent. He does it twice and kicks a goal.
Pulsating stuff here at Newtown Stadium. And Dakota Bannister, he's probably lucky he didn't get a free kick in one sense because Matthew Yates did have a handful of jumper there. But in another sense, he probably wouldn't have kicked the goal from that distance. So he's got clear, just using brute strength, Darren.
Yeah.
He's probably kicked the winning goal now for North Launceston.
I think so. Yeah, you think unfortunately times now against North Hobart who need to kick 2 goals. So.
Wow, it's amazing last quarter. And this is a great TSL footy. Both games today very close. And the other one, it's Glenorchy by 10 points. Deep into the last quarter of that game. And we're now about 28 minutes here. You'd probably think North Hobart have to score immediately twice. And that's going to be a tough ask. But they can hold their heads high today, there's no doubt about that. As Lee gets it down to Cox Goodyear. Quick kick to the front edge of the centre square. Nice mark by Ollie Divenuto. Divenuto leans back in a kick here, looking for Charlton. Crowd's got a bit quiet. Davies. Now it's straight back to Divenuto. He knows he has to play on quickly. He does now. Goes far side, only as far as Ponting. Not a great kick by Ollie Divenuto. As Ponting takes the mark. On centre wing. Baz, take us through the last minute.
Yes, he's played well in the last quarter as Ponting as he takes it and then kicks it out wide there looking for Lanham. Ball's thumped away from him. North Hobart still an opportunity here. Ball's kicked deep towards Garland. It's pumped off the top of the pack. Goes towards the boundary line. There's 3 North. Whitford ends up with it. Knocking up, getting possessions on the game today is Taylor Whitford, the coach. And there's the taken by North Hobart again on centre wing though, and the quick comes back inside to Charlton. Charlton's been set upon by 2 North Launceston players. The umpire said will bounce it down. It's 70 metres out from the North Hobart goal kicking zone. There's 29 minutes elapsed in the final term. Must be close to the siren. 82 North Launceston, 71 North Hobart. Both sides have hit the front in the final term as the ball is taken away by Ponting again. Handballs out towards Cox Goodyear. He can't take possession. Ball goes to ground. Siren sounds. And the Bombers have stitched it up at Newtown Stadium. They've kicked 12 goals, 10, 82. They win by 11 points over North Hobart, 11-5-71. And the goal kickers for the Bombers, 2 to Bart McCulloch, also Brad Cox Goodyear and Sharon Edgar. And then singles to Taylor Whitford, Dakota Bannister, Jack Lanham, also Liam Davies, Jack Rushton and Josh Ponting. And for the losers, the Demons, it was the Colin Garland show, and he finished with 7 goals up forward, kicking goals in all 4 quarters, and then singles to Nathan McCulloch, also Angus Norton and Tyler Wilmot, along with Josh Clifford, kicked the singles for them. But a great win by 11 points in the end.